Today I'm here to talk about the power of customer experience. But first, I want to talk about football. And we get to the halftime show of the Super Bowl, which is my personal favorite part because I love music and I love dance. And this year, Justin Timberlake was performing. We see Justin come on and he starts playing some of his music. My daughter's moving her baby feet and shimmying. She's only 2. Husband's clapping. But then the cable cuts out. The cable cuts out. And all of my guests are looking at me like, Blake, do something. So like a football player, I leap for my cell phone and I grab that thing and I fumble to get the 1-800 number together for 1-800-CABLE. And for the next 10 minutes, I find myself in phone tree hell. I won't ever forget that my daughter and I missed our halftime show dance because our cable cut out and then I was stuck in phone tree hell. Something that I've noticed in the industry is that people often equate customer experience with customer service, or they think that customer experience sits in your contact center, and that's just simply not so. I've identified there are 3 trends that have created this perfect storm where customer experience is all anybody wants to talk about. And those 3 trends are the experience economy. So now it is widely accepted that people value experiences over things, access over ownership. The second trend is a power shift from the company to the customer. And the third shift is technology. Technology isn't everything, but increasingly, it plays a huge role in shaping our most beloved customer experiences. A lot of the challenges with things like digital transformation, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, is just culture. It's how do you get people to change their behavior? How do you get people to care? How do you get your entire company to care about the customer? And I'm interested in this stuff, so I went up to Amazon last fall with Jacob, my husband, because I wanted to know, what is this secret sauce that has made Amazon so big, so successful? And I was shocked because I realized there was no secret sauce. It was simply having a customer experience mindset across the company. Because we met with tons of executives, and no matter who we talked to, everyone spoke the same. They were all drinking the Kool-Aid about customer experience. In fact, I met with a VP of logistics who talked about going on 2 a.m. rides with his truckers who deliver shipments because that was how dedicated he was to knowing on the ground what the customer experience is actually like. And this is the environment we live in today, where executives have to be willing to go sit with the truckers, to go into the factories, to be on the sales floor, to know what's happening at all levels of the organization. Can we be customer-focused rather than being product-focused? And having that consistency on every single decision we make inside of the company will make us successful. The tougher thing the customer is going through, the bigger the personal disaster, the more important it is for the company to create an experience that makes the customer's life easier and better. Companies, instead of seeing technology as a way to enhance the customer experience, companies have used it as a way to create space between their own brand and the customer. And so we've become technology happy, where we're forgetting what it feels like to be a customer, and we're actually torturing our customers, putting them through these experiences that we personally would not want to have. And nobody knows that better than Elon Musk. And Elon Musk, early on in the early 2000s,
knew that he would have to carry the customer into the future with him because he knew that customers wanted to drive something that would make them feel sexy. They didn't want to feel dorky driving an electric car. And so he set out to create something that drove as fast as a Porsche, as beautiful as a Ferrari, and that's what he did. But it took him longer. He's incredibly obsessed with design. He's an engineer. Poor guy would sleep in the Tesla factory, wouldn't leave the factory for 4 days at a time. But he was incredibly committed to the design of his product. Today, Tesla is a profitable company, and if you went to the auto show last year, you would have seen that every other automaker is copying Tesla with its own version of an electric car.
But now we're seeing some exciting advances in technology where people are saying these amazing technologies like Spotify and all these apps and Amazon's approach to customer experience, we can take that and apply it to healthcare. And so you're seeing the consumerization of healthcare. If we think even about data, which many of you work in this room, think of the top 10 most powerful, most valuable companies today. Half of them are technology companies that became successful tying data to individual people. Data is power. Data is currency today.
Netflix uses AI and machine learning to tailor the content to get to know you, the user, so well that you love all the content they serve up. And we all watch really eclectic stuff, like This Is My Cue, where I'm watching dysfunctional family dramas. I'm also watching a category called She Does It Her Way. Didn't even know that was a thing. But they're not leaving it up to chance to find content that you will love. 75% of companies said that their number one priority was to improve customer experience. So basically, every brand under the sun knows that customer experience is the only way that they're going to differentiate their product or service. Because let's face it, so many of our products and services are largely the same.
On today's show, we speak to Blake Morgan, customer experience futurist and author of More is More, how the best companies go farther and work harder to create knock your socks off customer experiences. Welcome to the Atlanta Small Business Show, Blake.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Sure. So talk to us about, that's a great name, by the way, More is More. Talk to us about the book, the motivation behind writing it, and maybe some of the takeaways.
So I believe that customer experience is this huge competitive advantage. And the idea that more is more, it's not about more stuff for your customers. It's about being more thoughtful, more considerate about what life is actually like for your individual customer.
And so the point is our products and services today are commodities. We are competing purely on price. And so the way to stand out in a world where all of our products are commoditized is to make people feel good, to make people's lives easier and better, to make people feel special. And so if you want to differentiate your brand today, customer experience is the way to do that. The secret is out.
The word luxury means something very different than it did in the past. It's highly personal and extends to a deeper desire for recognition. Fairmont is a brand that understands the importance of building meaningful relationships with its guests. Luxury brands such as Fairmont that can build relationships and create trust are able to gain greater insight into their customers' tastes, preferences, and activities, and as a result are able to enhance and customize each and every visit.